Welcome back to Rubbing Minds. Now, if you were on the streets of social media this past week, you would have caught clips or maybe even joined the live stream of Ishowspeed. He is a globally celebrated live streamer and he has kicked off his African tour, making stops in different countries. And of course, the giant of Africa, Nigeria, was not left out. Now, there's been a lot of conversations as to what exactly he saw during his time in Lagos, from Balogun Market to the nightclubs to engaging people on the streets and going to Freedom Park and Nike Art Gallery. And the question that has dominated conversations is that, was this the best representation of Lagos and Nigeria? And are we okay with the spontaneity just happening with the begging? Or should we have been more intentional in curating something that reflects our vibrant culture? Well, we're going to discuss this and many more questions that have come up with media personality Undunwa Juliet, also known as Julie Cassie. Welcome to Rubbing Minds.
Thank you very much.
And you look very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's get right into the conversation with Ishowspeed.
Okay.
As a Nigerian, as someone who lives in Lagos, the Lagos that was presented to the world by Ishowspeed, does that reflect your reality?
The Lagos he saw, or the Lagos he was supposed to see, because the Lagos he saw actually reflects the reality of Lagos, but that is not what a lot of people would have wanted him to see, being a live streamer who broadcasts whatever happens around them to the whole world by virtue of making live recording to about 50 million subscribers. You know, there was a lot of disappointment in the air. People did not want him to see that on unprepared parts of Nigeria, because that is what it represents as a whole. When he wants to talk about it, he's going to talk about, I visited Nigeria, this was my experience. So Lagos wasn't prepared for his coming.
Preparation.
Yeah.
So do you think that Lagos knew about his coming? The organizers knew enough? They had enough time? Or do you think maybe it was a budget issue? Like, what I mean, we're the capital of Dirty December, so how are we not prepared for?
Okay, personally, I do not really know the organizers, but Ishowspeed has announced before coming to Lagos that he was going to be touring African countries. I mean, he's been to different African countries before he arrived to Lagos. I think he's been to South Africa and some other countries. So we knew he was going to come, because Nigeria is obviously one of the countries you have to visit when you come to Africa. But the only problem is, I don't know if the problem is coming from people that organized it, or maybe it's just his experience at large, or maybe just the way things turned out eventually, but it was just a lot of chaos. It was just too chaotic.
What aspects were chaotic personally for you? Like, which did you watch and you're like cringe? Like, why is this happening?
Everything was cringe. The begging. The guy literally had to hide at some point in a shop, in a store, just to be safe from the hoodlums and the thugs and the people begging him. Everybody was begging. It's either they were begging for money, begging for an opportunity for a picture, begging for a stream, you know, just begging for. It was more like, oh, this guy is there, I need to tap into it, tap into it. But the guy has made it obvious, even before he came, that he was touring Africa to showcase Africa to the world. And I felt Nigerians, or should I say the tourists, should I say body,
like maybe Ministry of Tourism,
should take advantage of that, because I'm not going to lie to you, Nigeria is a country that already has a reputation. So it becomes our responsibility in every single way we can to showcase Nigeria to the world in a different light from what the media sees. This person is 21 years old. He turned 21 years old while he was in Nigeria. So you can imagine how young he is and the kind of crowd he has. He has a lot of young, vibrant minds who are exploring the world through his live streams.
Maybe some of them have never heard of Nigeria.
Yes, they've never heard of Nigeria. So I believe that showcasing the beautiful part of Nigeria gets them to see that, oh, Nigeria is really this cute. They have this, you know, it gets them to want to explore more. And that is how you get a lot of tourists to come to your country, where they say that, okay, this is really happening here. This is somewhere we have to be. So, but it happens to be that maybe they were not prepared, and the places they took him to were not really worth it. This person we're talking about is a live streamer. He likes challenging things, something more athletic. I never really saw him go for all those athletic stuff that challenges him.
Look at him in Nigeria. I mean, look at the screen. This is him, and I'm looking at people doing unicycling, and I'm thinking, okay, is there more? I mean, come on.
There would have been more.
Like, when we think about sports, let's even use the athleticism. Does this represent us? I mean,
I feel
as
like
giants of Africa?
This looks a little too local. This is a little too local for the kind of person. Like, I understand that like all these things.
It almost looks like a joke. Like, come on, like
it's actually a joke.
We finished AFCON in third position. I mean, just before your segment, we had a boxer. Like,
a joke.
There are so many things when it comes to sports that Nigeria doesn't come last. Like, now they carry first, and yet this is what we're showing.
Yes, I feel like we should have done better. That's how I feel, and I feel like that is what a lot of people are disappointed about. We should have done better. We should have shown the world that we have this, we have that, we can do this. This is our I mean, we have too many cultures, too many languages, too many traditions,
like,
too many things.
Even if it's just say, let us show you like a snippet of maybe 6 or 8 different parts of Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
And he sees the rich cultural display.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see what happened in Benin Republic? All that point of no return. Please ask me.
I wasn't even.
Is that not Badiagri?
I knew about Ishowspeed, but I wasn't even following him on his platform. But when he left Nigeria, I was a little bit disappointed. So I kind of like paid attention to his next trip to another country to see what that country has to offer. It looks like right from the airport, those people were already ready to pick him with, you know, all of the cultural. You can feel the culture. Like, they've not lost it. I don't know if you've really been to other African countries. Right from getting to the airport, you will feel a touch of their culture.
You will see them dressed.
Yes,
they will
traditional
sing.
attire.
In their local language.
In their local language, in their traditional attire. There's this. You can always feel the culture around you in the way the people do. Either or not is the capital city, is the mega city. You would always feel it there. But when he got to Niger, I think it's Niger Republic or something, I saw the masquerade dancing stuff and all of those things, and I'm like, this guy is really wild. I didn't see all the beggars, like people always coming to beg him, like, give us money. People like, you know, causing chaos for himself and his bodyguards, trying to mob him or his car. You understand? Because in Lagos, it was as if everybody just came out and they were like begging for money right from the airport. Like, everybody is begging. They look like begging.
I mean, they took him to Balogun Market, and there's no story behind it. I mean, you are in Balogun Market. TBS is next door. What about the historical importance of that?
Let's just say it is the fault of the people that probably organized this whole thing, because Ishowspeed wouldn't have known where to go if the organizers.
So the organizers, you're blaming them that they could have done better, maybe even security, so that all the beggy will not happen.
The truth is, people are saying that the guy left earlier than he should have, and I wouldn't blame him. I think he spent just one day. I mean, for someone who deliberately had his birthday in Nigeria, was because he had like high hopes.
You know, for me, I wonder what was going on through the mind of the organizers. You're taking him to a boutique. Like, he's not coming from America where you have so many designers. You're taking him to the club. Come on, like when we talk about clubs, hip hop, isn't that America? What does he want to see in a club? Like, you're taking him to what, Admiralty Way, Lekki.
Nigerians are trying to be more American than Americans.
And it cannot work.
It can't work, because you're taking him to club, you're introducing him to fancy girls, and they have the fanciest girls in the world. They have the most beautiful, most aesthetic restaurants so far. These people are more fascinated by the local culture and, you know, the touch of Africa than all those aesthetics. Because when it comes to all of those things, they have it.
You know, it's so weird that, you know, the summation of his Nigerian trip is club, boutique, beggy, and, you know, a lot of randomness. I mean, come on, let's talk about what we saw. But let's look at the other countries. You know, when you're looking at, say, Benin Republic, or when you went to Algeria, they paid a lot of attention to their culture, right? And I'm just wondering, like, what are some of the missed opportunities? Like, I mean, just look at the screen. You see him, like, he can never forget it. Masquerade chasing him.
No, he can't.
Wait, don't we have Eyo Festival? Don't we have Eyo Masquerade? Don't we have more in the East? Look at this.
We do.
Like, he will never forget that.
Of course, he will never forget this because he's an hyper kid. He always thinks he wants activities. He doesn't even like to be put in one place and then things are not happening there. I don't know if I'm going to say we don't have enough explanations, or we don't really create an avenue for tourists to really have like that Nigerian culture experience in Lagos, because now people are saying, oh, if you wanted to experience tradition culture, you should have gone to other states like Ogun State.
And that could have been possible. Like, I mean, a helicopter ride,
is,
Olumo Rock,
is when most tourists come into
Takwa Bay. I mean, it doesn't need like so much to go to Takwa Bay.
But you know, one thing is when most tourists want to come to Nigeria, they either land in Lagos or in Abuja. And sometimes their time stay is very shortened. And most time when people talk about Nigeria, the first thing you hear is Lagos. So they expect that they want to see everything they want to see in Lagos. Somehow, I don't know how it's possible this is going to be, but I feel like for us to increase like tourist attraction, we should kind of focus on doing a lot of things that attract tourists in Lagos, because that is where major airports that bring in international travels land at. And some people are not really okay with like moving around because maybe they don't have the logistics, or maybe they're scared of road transport based on what people would tell them how safe or unsafe, you understand?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what we should work on.
I think we've done a great job of just saying all the things that went wrong and what could have been better. But I'd like us to look at some of the other places he went to. I mean, you already discussed some of them because you said you went to go and check the live stream. And what lessons can we draw from them? I know we looked at a clip where we saw the masquerade and all. So I just want us to...
one lesson we can draw, I think we need to work on, should I say this state as a whole?
Which of the countries that he visited in Africa that you really liked? Okay, like let's look at Eswatini, for example. We'll have the clips. Look at Eswatini. Now, Eswatini is like a country inside South Africa. It's a really small country, and just look at that.
Do you know that this level of free movement, safety that he's feeling here, he didn't feel it in Nigeria? Because for every single time he was moving, there was a whole crowd following him begging for money. There was always a crowd begging for money, people begging for opportunities to be able to stream with him. And he made it obvious that he didn't come to stream or collaborate with other streamers. He came to explore and show Africa to the world. He never really had this kind of moments where people are just having fun for the fun of it and the show. It was majorly people always trying to adjust that moment.
Even like, okay, you beg for money, he gives you money. You call yourself the biggest African
there was even somebody he offered money ahead and the person rejected it.
I mean, look at Liberia. I mean, see this. Are you telling me that Nigeria, we don't have all of... It's not like Igbo dance.
We have
this. Like Igbo dance now.
We have this, but I think one of the problems is the talks. Because they won't even...
Okay, let's even say the talks. But what about someone that calls himself the biggest African interviewer, and then there's the strongest man, and they always find a way to show me love. Like, why is that?
The show me love culture has killed everything. To be very honest with you, everybody out there was looking for their own opportunity to tap into...
tax him.
Tap
into his live stream.
Yes, that was what they were really there for, not to really use, like, to showcase. It was more like, let me quickly...
I mean, look at Morocco.
Yeah. I mean, we have more than this.
Don't we have Benin art?
We have.
I mean, I'm just looking at all these things. I'm like, if his statue wants to see an artwork, there's National Museum. I mean, if you want to learn about Yoruba culture, there's a whole,
the
museum for that.
The most heartbreaking thing, I heard, I've not even gone to confirm right now, but I heard people were strongly saying that he had to take down every single clip that has to do with his visit to Nigeria. I think that was like really heartbreaking. He sent a message. I don't know what it was. I don't know. People were saying Nigerians are going to insult him in his DM, talk about him, blah, 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 for rejecting to stream with some streamers and blah, 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 and all their fan base and all of those things. And it's just all around chaotic. Both the people on the street and the people on the media, everybody just had something to say, but it was nothing to really write home about when it comes to his experience in Nigeria.
And what do we need to be doing? And it's not just the organizers, but I think everybody really, from the government to the social media guys, like how can we be more prepared?
I think when somebody of this kind of following, should I say following, basically because when they move as streamers, a lot of people move with them by virtue of their live streams. I think first of all, the organizers has to, make proper arrangements for how they are able to visit those kind of places of interest. Someone who is like Ishowspeed, who likes athletic, very challenging things. The club is not is I don't think the club
It's
is.
not. I mean, in Lagos, we have a festival.
Yeah, it's not
I
his
mean,
focus.
the masquerades,
Yeah.
there's,
Yeah.
they all
Yeah.
have like different
Maybe if
meanings.
the person is an artist or a dancer, you can take them to, the club and all those dancing stuff. But this person is more of on the street engaging, so you can't confine them to nightlife.
I mean, we talk about Afro beats, and this is the home of
This is
Afro
home
beat.
of
This is where
Afrobeat.
Fela like made a name for himself. What happened to Kalakuta Republic? What happened to the Shrine? What happened to Kalakuta Museum? Like, Lagos has so much.
Yes, we have too much to offer, but we don't have enough explanation to back it up. And sometimes we get too lazy to actually showcase these things. And even when we don't get lazy to showcase this thing, the people who are at the forefront of showcasing this thing, they become very selfish. It becomes about them instead of selling out the nation in positive light. I think that is what it is.
I feel like when, maybe government or people in the tourism industry got wind of the fact that this person is coming, there should have been more concerted effort to ensure that, okay, when he's in Lagos, let him at least experience Badagry. I mean, that's whole point of no return. Let him go to the waterways, like you have Takwa Bay. Let him visit all these places full of history. He's an African American. Let him connect to his roots. How do we even know that Ishowspeed does not even have Nigerian blood in him?
That's the thing. I think maybe going forward, I think all these things should be noted. Maybe going forward, because I think this is already a done deal. I don't think it's coming back for now. So I think next time we have a lot of young streamers, a lot of them. So I wouldn't know if any one of them would want to come to Nigeria anytime soon. But when you want to showcase something...
Look at this picture.
Okay.
Sorry to just jump in there.
Okay.
I mean, imagine now Ishowspeed there. Look at the hands with the chains. Imagine him like going to learn about, the history, the journey
of the African people.
Yes, before they got to Benin Republic, they started in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I don't know where.
I don't know if he visited this place.
He didn't. He went to Balogun Market Boutique. He went to the club to go do what? He went to the club when we have places like this. I just think, whether it's even like the streamers, they shouldn't use this as, clout chasing. They should use it as an opportunity to project the brand Nigeria. Like, as you are interested in Nigeria, you probably start getting interested in other streamers, right? So it's almost like, just think about your stomach. And then I don't understand people that are interviewing and they don't do their research and they're saying woof woof woof. What was that?
I think that's mimicking his popular way of
like you could tell that there was no thought process that went into like researching him, the things he likes, and questions that will make him connect back to Nigeria. Like, oh, okay, wow, that was a nice. Anybody can ask woof woof, really.
Yeah, I don't think there was no content for him. There was literally no content. As a streamer and somebody who has probably seen a lot, it takes you bringing up a lot for you to stick in his memory and stick in the memory of a lot of people who are, by virtue of going through his live stream, to fancy your place. I don't think there is anything to say.
Hopefully we learn from all the lessons that have played out, and the next time we have such a huge opportunity, we don't take it for granted and sell ourselves short without that intentional storytelling, because Nigeria is blessed. Thank you very much, Julie Cassie, for being our guest on Robin Minds.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. We'll go on a quick break on Robin Minds. Please stay with us.